Hey, what's up, world, and welcome to the 14th edition of the Take One podcast. I am your host, Chris, aka CMJ, and yes, this is the 14th edition. Wow. Can't believe I made it this far, but I've been pumping them out actually a lot lately, so I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at myself for doing all this. But yeah, just like this past weekend, as you all know, Comic-Con happened, so a lot of stuff then dropped. From just movie trailers and just bits of like art and photos of stuff of just like movies that are coming out this year, next year, and blah, blah, blah. And I put out a podcast yesterday covering a lot of the stuff, well, basically a lot of the trailers that dropped during Comic-Con. And I didn't expect to do episode 14, this episode revolving around Comic-Con again, but I realized that it was some other stuff that I didn't cover. I thought it was just like a couple more pieces, but there was actually a few more things that I forgot to cover or I didn't see, when I was like putting it together. So this one is part 2 of the coverage of Comic-Con. So I'm going to be talking a little bit more about Comic-Con, and after this episode, everything's going to go back to normal. And so, with that said, I'm about to go ahead and get to the first topic. And the first topic of it is the Flash Season 3 trailer had dropped at Comic-Con. And I have to say that the trailer was actually pretty good. Like, I enjoyed it. It's like, when it left off on like the last episode of season 2 of him going back in time and changing everything. And spoilers, I'm sorry, spoilers. For anybody who hasn't watched The Flash, if you listen to this and you haven't watched The Flash yet and you want to do it, I'm so sorry. But spoilers here and there because I can't talk about it without giving out spoilers of what happened in season 2. So, yeah. I have the times down up in the description below, so if you want to skip ahead to, the next thing, go ahead and do it. But yeah, this is going to have spoilers. So moving on, but yeah, so after he went back in time, Flash went back in time and changed everything with his mom being murdered by Reverse Flash or whatnot. It's like it started up a new timeline, which in the comic books, it is basically taking like the storyline of the Flashpoint Paradox to timeline, and of course they can't do it fully because they don't have all the characters. I mean, it's not like they don't have the rights to it or whatever. Like Marvel was just in this whole thing of certain characters they can use and certain characters they can't, but DC, they can use those characters. So if they want to bring Batman, they can bring Batman. It's not no rights issue or whatever, or at least to what I know about. But as far as I know, Warner Brothers is controlling all of that, so it's like they can bring anybody to it. But they're going to take majority, I'm guessing majority of, not even like bits and pieces, but majority of like parts of the storyline. I'm not too familiar with this, so I mean, I wish I had my nephew here. He could speak more on it. But at the same time, it's like, it's a lot of things that's happening. You got Iris, who don't really know Barry Allen like that. It's like she knows of him, but really like he is kind of like non-existent in her life. He's like a little blip here and there or whatever. And so, whatever. And so, also her father don't know him like that. Or, just is not really cool with him like that because everything has changed. He hasn't been in his life. So, it's like he doesn't really know him like that. I mean, he's just another coworker. He's not a partner with him and all this stuff. And it's very clear up in the trailer. As well as Cisco is rich now. He is the richest man in the world, and he goes by another name because no one calls him Cisco. I forgot what they said. I don't even know what they said up in the trailer, but the trailer is actually pretty decent. They got like a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of changes, and the thing is that they're playing off of this as being the Flashpoint Paradox. But Grant Gustin then came out and said in Comic-Con that I guess a lot of people think that the Flashpoint storyline is going to stretch throughout the whole season, and he said that it's not. It's not going to last as long as people think it's going to last. So I want to know, is it going to be like mid-season, if it's going to end at the mid-season finale, or is it going to just kind of like probably end before then? But I mean, who knows? And also they have like a black figure up in there, and like I discussed before, that they were talking about like a new speedster coming in, and it's more than likely the Black Racer. And it really didn't show too much of it, but you see up in there that there is a black figure and he's wearing like a black mask. It looks similar from what it looks like. I'm not saying it is, but it looks similar to a gas mask, or like, a weird type of like full face covered gas mask or whatnot. And I don't know, like, I don't know what to really get from that. I mean, I'm guessing it's the Black Racer, if it more than likely is. Like I said, like with a lot of these characters in the DC and Marvel, like Flash, I don't really know too much. Like, I'm starting to get to know more about him as the season go on. As the seasons go on, with like the new heroes and the new villains and stuff like that. So I can't really speak on too much about that. But also, it has a Kid Flash up in there, and it shows him like in his full body like costume, and he's speeding to the same place that the Flash is. And one thing that I saw about this is I thought that Flash, Barry Allen, because he went back in time and he changed everything, I thought that at this point now that he's not going to have his powers, that he's going to go in, he's going to be a regular guy, and then it's going to be not Reverse Flash, but it's going to be Kid Flash. But at the same time, you got to think, like, his name is Kid Flash, so obviously there must be a Flash, per se, in this universe in order for it to be a, Kid Flash. And it's just, I don't know, like, it's crazy. So I don't know how they're gonna do all this, because it's like they have to explain how Barry Allen got his powers, or how he kept his powers, or what's happening with that. And there's I don't even know if yeah. And so we have the Reverse Flash up in here again, and it's kind of crazy. Like, I thought that he killed him in the last in the season finale of season 2, but obviously, I guess he just knocked him out. But yeah, you know what? That's what it was. He knocked him out, because in the trailer, Reverse Flash is locked up inside of a cage, and it's so crazy. So I don't know, like, what's going on with that. It just seems like a lot of crazy stuff is going on within this trailer, and a lot of crazy stuff is going to be going on within the season. And The Flash is one of those shows that I really was highly into, that I didn't know too much about the Flash. I learned a little bit more, saw like his power, because I thought he was just a speedster. I thought he just was running real quick, and that's it. And that was it to him. But to see that the Flash plays a much bigger role within the comic books and just in his storylines, and he can do a lot more than just like speeding and going back forward in time and all that stuff. He can do a crazy amount of stuff, and so I have like a lot more respect and like interest in the Flash as a character. So, I mean, and just what they're doing with the show, I like it. And I hope that this season is just as good as the other seasons, that, I'm going to keep watching it, and hope that they keep pumping these out, because I'm enjoying the show as a whole. So, yeah, and that's really all I got to say more about the trailer. I just can't wait to season 3. And moving on to the next subject. So, new footage that hasn't been released, and I'm going to get more into that, but it hasn't been released, of Spider-Man Homecoming. And so it's like, I really had a big problem with the name, just to put it out there, but I've learned why they call it that. I mean, it has a double meaning, that Spider-Man is coming back to Marvel, as well as it's revolving around the Homecoming Day. So when you put that levity behind it, it actually sounds pretty cool. And so they gave out, I guess, this like little, I guess it's like a clip. I don't know if it was like a trailer per se, but it hasn't been leaked or anything, so he did a good job with that. But from the descriptions I heard, is that it's basically like a montage of things. It showed like a scene, and then it showed like a montage of something else, and then it shows another scene, and it just basically goes like that. And so basically what I got from it is that the character that Zendaya is playing knows who Peter Parker is, because he gets a text or whatever while he's in class, and so he says that he got to go. And so she asked him, like, where are you going? Like, where you gotta go? And so it shows a montage of like, him jumping around as Spider-Man and doing all this stuff. And so it comes back to her, and it says, oh, you know what? Never mind. I know why. And so it just kind of got you thinking, like, oh, she knows his secret. So I don't know if it's like she already knew who he was or whatever. I mean, because he's already Spider-Man when it comes to this movie. We're not getting the origin. Like, you don't see him just now getting his powers and learning how to work it and all that stuff. It's like he knows like he knows how to do certain things. He doesn't have a grip on it, as we seen up in Civil War, that he's still trying to, grasp what it is to be Spider-Man and how to move and all that stuff. And so it shows that, he's still kind of like, just trying to be the best superhero that he can be. And so at this point, like I said, like he's already Spider-Man. He's been Spider-Man for like months or maybe a year now. And so I guess, by then she's already is friends with him, and she already knows who he is and what he does and blah blah blah. So I think that's kind of cool or whatever, that he probably has her and like maybe another person that knows that he's Spider-Man, so it's like he can work together with other people. And so the whole trailer is basically what I read. It's kind of like a schedule. It'll show something like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it'll just show a montage or something, and then have a little clip or whatever, and then it'll be like 12:30, and then they have another clip and a montage or something else. So I don't know, it sounds pretty cool. Like, I haven't seen it, of course, because I'm not one of the lucky people to go to Comic-Con, but it's whatever. But in any case, it's like, I feel like that was real cool. I hope that they show that, but I don't think that was something that they wanted to get, let out. I think that was just something for the people at Comic-Con. I don't think that was like really a trailer per se. It was just, a clip, something special for, if you went to Comic-Con, you saw it. And then also again, like, I basically read that it has like a John Hughes feel to it, which they said that that's where they were going to. It's the same dude who did Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And so it was like, I don't know, like, I mean, I haven't, like, those type of movies, I'm not really into. Like, I'm gonna, one day I'm gonna eventually sit down and watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Like, I've seen bits and pieces of it, like large portions of it, as well as I've seen portions of The Breakfast Club, and just in certain other movies that he's made. So it's like that way, when I watch these movies, I'm more than likely to get a feel for where they're coming from. But I do have some sense, and so it's basically said that it does have that John Hughes feel to it. So I think that that's pretty cool, that if they nailed it like that, and it's actually a pretty good movie, which I think that it is, because it's Marvel, and like I've said in previous podcasts, like, Marvel can do no wrong unless they do wrong, and they still probably won't even do wrong, because Marvel is awesome at this point. That Marvel is just doing their thing, from the Netflix series all the way to the cinematic universe. I don't know about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I like the show, but if it was canceled tomorrow, I don't think it would, like, I don't think anybody would cry over it. That's the thing, It's something I want to catch up on or whatever, because I've seen the first and second season. I haven't seen the third season yet, but it is whatever. But in any case, like, it sounds pretty cool, and so I just hope that they do well with this, and I know that they will. So I can't wait to see this, and I hope that if they end up releasing this footage, I hope I get to see it, because it sounds pretty cool. So moving on to the next one. So also, just like the Spider-Man Homecoming footage that hasn't been leaked, as well, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 footage that was shown on like at Comic-Con that hasn't been released yet, and I'm kind of mad, but at the same time, because I want to see this footage. Like, a lot of people aren't fortunate to go to San Diego Comic-Con, because I heard it's freaking expensive, from just going there, the flights, and then just getting a hotel room, and then just everything is just a crazy, chaotic weekend. But in any case, like, so there's been new footage that's put out about Guardians 2, and it sounds pretty cool. Like, we got Kurt Russell, who was like put up in the movie or whatever, or cast in the movie, and everyone, including myself, was like, okay, yeah, he's in the movie. He's an older gentleman, so he's Star-Lord's father, and we already knew that this movie was going to bring Star-Lord's father into the fray. Like, we were going to be introduced to him up in here. So with Kurt Russell being cast in here, like, we already know that he's going to be Star-Lord's father, and now it's been confirmed that he is Star-Lord's father, and more of it then came out that he's playing, this guy Ego, and he is a giant planet, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know too much about this, but from the picture that was shown or whatever of the character that he's playing from the comic books, it's like a planet with a face on it, and it's like, I don't know really what to think of how it looks when it was shown or whatever. And I guess, like, he was explaining to them or whatever that he is Star-Lord's father and all this stuff. And so one thing that kind of like it's funny to me, and I actually it got me more excited to want to go see this movie when it comes out next year, is that Drax he asked Star-Lord's father, I guess because he's in this planet form, does he have a penis? And his character, Kurt Russell's character, Ego responds saying that like, yes, Drax, I have a penis or whatever, and it's hilarious. Like I just find that so funny, and just the way Batista like plays the character of Drax up in the first film, I already know it's gonna be hilarious, and I know they're probably gonna end up putting that up in the trailer when they first release it, and I have no doubt. And it's gonna be funny as hell. So I don't know. And then on top of that, we learned from like the synopsis that was released not too long ago. I did a podcast on it. That the new like some enemies were going to be a part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, was going to help them defeat an even more worse evil. That was poor English, but excuse me, I don't care. It's my podcast. But in any case, so now we find out who are the enemies that team up with the Guardians to defeat this even worse evil, and it is Nebula, which is Gamora's sister or half sister, or however you want to look at it, and it's what's his name, Yondu, one of the guy that picked up Star-Lord and who does the whistling thing, and he can like move the little needle or whatever through and kill people, whatever. Like, he's a very cool character. I like him, and he was okay. But any case, so yeah, we find out that they're joining. I don't know if it's like official. I don't know if it's just for the movie's sake, or the storyline of the movie, or they're officially with the team, but I think it's just more for the storyline that they haven't joined Guardians of the Galaxy and all this stuff. And so of course we got all the original cast members and original characters in there, and we got Baby Groot this time. And so it was mentioned that another scene was like shown or whatever up at Comic-Con. It showed that Yondu and Rocket Raccoon was captured by the Ravagers and thrown into a cell, and so they were going to detain Groot, but he was so small, and it was like, man, he's whatever, like, he's small, he ain't gonna do nothing, he's harmless or whatever. And so with that, Rocket Raccoon was trying to get Groot to get something for him, and so every time he went out, he got the wrong thing. He'd go out, get something, bring him the wrong thing, and he'd just keep doing that until he finally ended up getting them free. And so I guess in like this whole battle scene just went out where like Yondu had called his whistle, or called his needle through the whistle, and he started killing like everybody that was up in there. And so to me, that scene sounds pretty damn cool, and more than likely that's going to be a scene in the first trailer that they do. And I hope it is. I hope we get to see this footage that was like shown at Comic-Con, because everything sounds pretty cool. Like, I don't know, like Marvel seems like they did good, but I don't know, like DC seems like they kind of took it or whatever this year. But in any case, it's like everything about this sounds cool. Everything about this sounds funny. It sounds like this movie might end up being way better than the first film. And it's like, I thought the first film was a good film, but I wasn't goo gaga over it like everyone else. But it is what it is. This is one movie that is part of the MCU, so it's a movie that I am down to go see. That when it comes out, I'm gonna be there opening weekend, or if I can get a early screening to it, I'm most definitely going to it. So yeah, thumbs up to that. So moving on to the next subject. Okay, so this is going to be hard for me. Black Panther villains has been revealed. Of like, we got Michael B. Jordan was like casting it. A couple other people were cast in there. We didn't know what characters they were going to be playing, but now it's been confirmed of what characters they were going to be playing, good, bad, or whatever. And so this is another character I don't know too much about. So, and it's an African character, so I'm going to butcher the hell out of these names. And put it like this: this is going to be some type of weird ass horror film. Now, I'm not talking about Black Panther, but I'm talking about me butchering these names, because this is how it's going to turn out. This is going to be like Texas Chainsaw without the chainsaw, or he's going to be using the butcher's knife. I don't know. It's going to be a slasher film. By the way, that I'm butchering these names, just like I'm butchering the English language talking right now. But in any case, so it's been released of the enemies or the villains that's been cast in Black Panther movie when it comes out. And so Michael B. Jordan is playing a character who is the arch nemesis of Black Panther, and his name is Eric Killmonger. I don't know who he is. If you know, leave it down in the description below. I'm probably going to end up doing some research on this, whatever. And so I'm going to butcher the hell out of this person's name. Nangango. I don't know. Nyango? I guess that's how you pronounce it. Correct me in the comments below, whatever. As Nakia, as the member of Dora Malganj. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, and oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this. I'm not even gonna pronounce her name, and it's not just me being disrespectful, but this is as I know her, Michonne from The Walking Dead, the woman that plays Michonne from The Walking Dead. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, but it is what it ever. I mean, it is what it is. But she's going to be playing this. I got the butcher's knife right here. Okoye. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I tried my best. I'm sorry. I tried my best. Okoye, the leader of Dor Malajaya. I don't know. Yeah, I butchered the hell out of this. I'm sorry. Like, hit me down in the comments below. I don't know. I'm gonna look all this up, but I butchered the hell out of his names. I'm a serial killer, and this is my movie, and it ends with this and that. Okay, but in any case, I don't really have too much to say about it. Like I told you, like I don't know too much about this, but it's MCU. It's the MCU, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's Marvel Studios. They haven't done us wrong, and with the way that they've done Black Panther in Captain America Civil War, I have no doubt in this world that they're going to do good with this movie. But the thing is that we have the enemies for Black Panther, and I thought that US blah blah blah. Oh my gosh, I'm butchering the hell out of these names. Please bear with me. Bear the hell with me. Ulysses Claw, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I thought that he was going to be the villain within this movie because I guess he's a major villain within the Black Panther's storylines or something like that, in the comic books or whatever. But I mean, I guess that's his character. That's what he's known. Is when you think of Ulysses Claw, you think of Black Panther. So I thought that was going to be the villain, but obviously not. And so I don't know. Like, I don't really know what to expect from it. Hopefully they come out with some as it gets closer. Which that movie, they pushed it back. It's supposed to come out next year, I believe, and so they pushed it back. So it's coming out in 2018, and we have to wait a while for it. But it sounds freaking awesome. It sounds completely awesome, and shit. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, he is a great actor, as well as Michonne. And the other person, I don't know who she is, but hopefully, Marvel is like picking all these great actors. I mean, big top names to be in these movies. So, I mean, where can we go wrong with like trusting Marvel and Disney and what they're doing? So, moving on to the next subject. Now, this next subject is something new that I'm going to probably be doing from time to time. Just because a lot of times new movie news come out. And so it's I don't want to make these shows too long. Like some of the past episodes that I did recently has been over an hour and all that stuff. I mean, I don't mind it, but I like to keep these episodes short and kind of like sweet. If it's like 30, 40 something minutes or whatever, I like to keep it like that, It keeps people's attention, So I am going to do from time to time certain things, especially if it's a whole bunch of movie news, and if I don't have a lot to say about certain subjects, I'm going to be putting it into this segment called Quick Takes. And quick takes is just my quick thoughts on basically whatever subject. And it's a limited. It's an unlimited amount of subjects. It could be like 3 subjects, like 2, 3 subjects, maybe 4, 5, 6, or whatever. And it's just quick thoughts. So I'm just like rapid fire. Might just give you quick thoughts, of just my quick opinions on what I think about such and such or whatever piece of movie news or whatever the hell. And so the first topic on the quick takes is Brie Larson is Captain America. Well, not Captain America. Wow, that would be kind of weird, or that would be a surprise. But in any case, Brie Larson is Captain Marvel in the cinematic universe, and we all kind of like knew it. Like I think myself as well as a lot of other people wanted Emily Blunt, but she's pregnant, so I don't think that they could do. I don't know. It's kind of like a whole bunch of stuff that's going around. And so one of the people that they were looking at was Brie Larson. And so when I watch these movie shows and all this stuff, like I'm not too familiar with her work, but a lot of people like her, and a lot of people say she does well. I mean, I'm gonna check out some of her work and see how she is. And it's like, I guess like she is a great actress or whatever. And so Marvel, like I said, it's an ongoing theme within this podcast that Marvel can do no wrong. They picked Brie Larson, and she's a big name right now, so I have to put my trust in Marvel. And so if they picked her, obviously she's a great fit for Captain Marvel, and I just can't wait to see the movie because it looks like it's gonna be awesome, and the character seems very awesome. So yeah, and so the next topic within Quick Takes is we got a shot of the classic Harley Quinn outfit. The kind of like, what is it called? Like, not Joker, the Jouster's outfit. I guess that's what you would call it, but whatever. Just the classic outfit from the cartoon where it's like black and red or whatever, and it's like, the pattern or whatever. And it was basically in the behind the scenes footage of the Suicide Squad where you got the Joker in the room where he's surrounded by guns and knives and all this crazy stuff in a circle. And so Harley Quinn's outfit is in there on a mannequin. And it actually, I don't know, like, it's like, I want to see how it looks, because they said that she's going to be in 5 something different outfits throughout the movie. And the thing is like, throughout the trailer, we only see her in 1 outfit. So I want to know, like, or, I say 3. Yeah, because she's in the car, whatever, with the Joker. And then she's with the Suicide Squad. And then she's in her, like, work uniform before she becomes Harley Quinn. So I want to know if she's going to be in that outfit, which more than likely she probably is. And it's probably going to be like a scene with her and Joker, and it's probably like a sexy scene or something like that. But yeah, so we got a glimpse of Harley Quinn's, stuff or whatever, her classic outfit. As well as the next topic is we saw the Gladiator armor for the Hulk within Thor Ragnarok movie, and we was told that this is going to take place on another planet, that more than likely they're going to take elements from Planet Hulk. And so now we got confirmation that they are taking basically elements of Planet Hulk, because we have the Hulk armor, we had the helmet, we had the side shoulder pad or whatever, or with the spikes on it, and then there's an axe, a giant axe, and a giant hammer. So it looks pretty awesome. Like, I like it, and it got me more interested. Like, I'm gonna just, like I said, these are quick takes, so I'm gonna make this real quick. But it's like, I haven't been enthused about Thor. Like, Thor hasn't grabbed me, and I hope he doesn't, because I'm not gay. But anyway, no, I'm just playing. But yeah, it's like the Thor movies haven't really got me. The first one was okay. The second one was okay. It's like, I can do without a Thor movie. But I am truly excited to see this movie, only because of what it's involved. It has the Hulk in it. And then it's like they're taking elements from Planet Hulk and all this stuff. It sounds so interesting. And this is a movie that, like I said, I haven't been too enthused about the Thor movies, but this one I'm highly excited about. And I love the armor for the Hulk and the Gladiator armor for the Hulk. And it looks awesome. So yeah, kudos to them. And so the other topic of quick takes is the Power Rangers helmet and Morphers had been shown at Comic-Con. And the helmets, I'm not a big fan of the helmets. they look kind of good, like, you know, in the picture or whatever, but it's like showing their faces and they're not in the full helmets. But even in the concept art, it was like, you know, whatever. And then now we're seeing them up close. And the pictures that and the pictures that it showed or whatever, it just, the helmets don't look good to me. Like, I don't know. It just, I don't know. Maybe in the movie, you know, it'll look better, but it's just, whatever. I don't know. I just don't like the design of the helmet. I really don't. And at the same time, we was given a glimpse of the Morphers. Well, a look at the Morphers and how they are, and they're not like how they were up in the TV show where there was just kind of like little chips or whatever they put inside the little Morphers, and they're like little belt buckles, and then, you know, Mastodon, Pterodactyl, and all this stuff. They're like rocks that have, you know, little red center or the yellow center and stuff like that. So they're just basically rocks. So I don't know how the morphing process is. More than likely, it's not as time consuming as the show was, but I don't know. Like, the Morphers, I can get behind. The Morphers look, I ain't gonna say awesome. They look, you know, good. You know, I like them. You know, put it like that. But just the helmets, they needed to do a new design, or they needed to go with another design for the helmets. But it is what it is. And so the last topic on Quick Takes is the Star Trek Discovery teaser. And like I said, I'm not a major fan of Star Trek as far as the TV show. I think one time I tried to get into Enterprise, but it just, you know, it wasn't for me. But the movies I am a fan of. And so now Netflix is doing a, you know, Star Trek show. And more than likely it's going to go back to its roots and, you know, basically kind of like do it the same way that the old Star Trek had did it or whatever. And so we had this new teaser trailer come out, and it was just basically, I guess they call it like a test flight of the new ship is called the Discovery. It's not called the Star Trek Enterprise. I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm guessing. Maybe it is called still Enterprise, but then the show is called Discovery or whatever. But it just shows like this huge rock, and then it shows the ship just coming out of it and just kind of like lifting up and flying and all that stuff. And it looks gold and it looks decent, you know. I'm not too impressed by it, you know, like I said. But once it comes out to Netflix, I'm definitely gonna check it out because, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of Star Trek. Maybe sometime within the next year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10, 20, 100, I might end up checking out Star Trek and maybe giving it a chance and, you know, going episode by episode. But for right now, it's like, it don't really catch my interest. So, but I will more than likely end up watching this show to see if that catches my interest. But yeah, and so that wraps up Quick Takes. And so that brings me to the second to the last topic of this episode. And so this is the last episode. This is the last topic about Comic-Con. And it's just basically about the Comic-Con in itself. It's not about anything that's been released, but just Comic-Con itself. And so the last few years, there's been, or maybe about more than that, but like the last few years, there has been a issue with, you know, people going to Comic-Con. And, you know, these trailers are dropped to movies and all this stuff. And recordings of it has been leaked. So as Comic-Con weekend, like, as a testament to last year, that every time a trailer's been dropped, somebody has recorded it on their phone or something like that. So minutes after it's been released or, you know, whatever, it's been leaked onto the internet. So people will see trailers that they wasn't supposed to see, that was only supposed to be for the Comic-Con people. And so that was a big issue. It was like a lot of companies were kind of like deciding on whether or not to pull out of Comic-Con, because it's like, if we're bringing this, you know, these trailers for people at Comic-Con to see, and it's just for them, and it's constantly getting leaked, why are we even coming to Comic-Con? So it's kind of like they're just, it's heavy contemplating on different companies and how they're going to do stuff. And then it has a lot to do with Comic-Con itself, because it's like a lot of times they I guess they don't have thorough checks, or the security isn't like as strong as it should be. And, people are getting away with this. They're not checking the phones and stuff before they go into these halls and all this stuff. And so all this footage is getting leaked. And it's like it was a major problem, because a lot of people feel, and I kind of agree, that if you spend your hard-earned money that you done saved up to go to Comic-Con, and it's not cheap, from the airlines to just go to Comic-Con to, the hotel rooms and rental cars and all this stuff, between all that, and just having spending money, and buying a costume if you don't have a costume, and just doing all this stuff, it's like, it costs a lot of money. And so a lot of people feel, and like I said, I totally agree, that if you're spending this amount of money to go to Comic-Con to experience not even just the atmosphere of Comic-Con, but to experience something special given to you for coming to Comic-Con, which is like new photos, artwork, meeting some of the stars, and, or, seeing a new trailer or teaser trailer to a movie that you want to go see, or you're interested in seeing, or, whatever. It's like, it should be special to you. It's like, it shouldn't be like, oh, well, this is given to you, but then, you spent all this money, but yet, yeah, you could have stayed at home and still saw this trailer. It's just, I don't know, I agree with it that if you go there, you should be special. It should be special to where, like, you get to see this trailer before anyone else. That's what it should be. And so every year it's basically been like that. Like, trailers are dropped that were only meant for Comic-Con, that probably wasn't going to get officially dropped to everybody maybe until like a few weeks later or a couple months later or whatever, because certain stuff in the trailer wasn't put together right, or just whatever. But it was like that, it's just these, it wasn't supposed to be put out to the public, and so it ends up getting leaked. And so it was just a major, major problem. And so one thing that I did notice about this Comic-Con this year was that I think they took a note from Disney D23 last year. Because D23 last year, they basically had no leaked footage. None. Comic-Con had almost every single trailer leaked. D23 didn't have anything leaked. Nothing. Nothing at all. And it's like, it's a testament to what Disney is doing and how they're keeping everything locked. They're checking phones and they're doing all this stuff. They're hyping up security to make sure that this is special for the people that go to D23. And so I think that Comic-Con did that. And one thing that I noticed that Comic-Con did was, not only was there no leaks, at least not that I know of, but they released everything, at least shortly after it was. Because I'm over here getting phone calls. They're like, oh, the Justice League trailer is online. Oh, the Wonder Woman trailer is online. Kong Skull Island. It's like, what? Every single trailer that was dropped at Comic-Con was online for everyone to see. And I think they kind of like had to do it. Because it was like they forced their hand. Because it was like, if we didn't release this or whatever, if we didn't make sure that there were no phones or nothing in there to where people can leak this, that it was going to get leaked. So it was like, we might as well just show this to them first, because they'll get like this special thing, and then maybe like an hour or two later, we're going to release, the Justice League trailer officially. We're going to release this trailer officially. And I kind of like that they did that, because it's kind of, in a sense, like what I said before, it's kind of unfair to the people that actually spend their probably even over $1,000 going to Comic-Con, and them wanting to do something, see something special and experience something special. It's kind of unfair to them, because it's like, we could have stayed at home and saw this. Minus the experience and minus the atmosphere and, being there with a lot of people that love the same shit that you like. But it's like, it kind of like, it really is unfair, because you could have stayed at home and, seen these trailers. But I think Comic-Con had to do it. Their hand was forced. They had to do this. And the companies probably agreed to it. Like, this is how we're going to do it, because I mean, you're gonna risk it anyway, unless they have really, really tight security when they take people into these halls or whatever, and they show these trailers at the panels and stuff, and it's like, if these is gonna get leaked anyway, and we don't have that tight enough security, we might as well just show it to them first, an hour or two or three later, release it online. That way, everyone will get to see it, and we won't have no problem with like stuff being leaked. And I think that they had to do it. They literally had to do it in order to like dead this issue. And that was one thing that I was thinking. Like, they had to do it. Like, even last year, it was like, there was nothing else they can do. People can be mad, but I mean, what can you do? Unless they have like tightened security, that was like the best thing for Comic-Con to do. So I feel like that was like kind of a good thing, because everything, to me, it ran smoothly. Like, I didn't hear anything bad from Comic-Con. Nothing like, oh, well, this is leaked and people are pissed off. Like, everything was smooth. Like, I didn't hear anything bad from it. So, I mean, you can't argue with the results. You can't argue with the results. And so that ends that one. And so, well, that ends the whole thing of Comic-Con. So hopefully it ain't really too much stuff that I missed. If it is, then hey, whatever, I'm done. This is the second episode that I'm talking about Comic-Con, so I'm moving on to the next subject. And so the last and final subject of this episode is a trailer review of XXX, The Return of Xander Cage. And this is the third, like, for those who've been keeping track or whatever that like these movies, this is the third entry in the XXX trilogy or whatever. And overall, I love the trailer. I love it. I love the first movie. The second one was okay. They shouldn't have made it without Vin Diesel, but whatever. But this one looks crazy. It looks like they're going for the same kind of feel of Fast and Furious, what they're doing with it now. It's like they're going ridiculously dumb. Like, that's basically what it is. It looks like it's going to be an action popcorn movie. Like, you're going to be freaking digging your hand in the popcorn and just stuffing your mouth till it's like you can't even talk, because that's just what it seems like. It seems off the rucker, just like crazy, insane, ridiculous stuff that's going on in this trailer. But it actually looks pretty good. Like, the action just looks off the wall. And it's like, the thing that I got from this trailer is that it's not just Xander Cage or whatever that's like going to do whatever mission, that they're actually recruiting more people. That is going to be more people helping him. And so that's actually, I mean, that's not really a bad thing or whatever, because if they have totally different personalities and they clash, but at the same time the chemistry is there, that's one thing that I love about groups, is that different people have different outlooks on different things, and they act differently, different personalities and all that stuff. And just the way that they interact, they have a great interaction with each other. Then they got me. They sold, it's... I'm sold on it or whatever. And it's like, it looks like it's pretty good. Like, it has a lot of ridiculous action. It looks like it's about to be, like I said, off the wall and just crazy and all this stuff. And you got Xander freaking skiing through the woods. Like, how ridiculous does that sound? And how ridiculous does that look? Like, how? Like, how can you do this? And he's like jumping off of trees and the skis and stuff like that. So it's like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't know. But it just looks like this movie it knows how ridiculous it wants to be. It looks just like the Fast and Furious franchise now. It's like, ever since Fast 5, it just went totally from trying to be realistic with like hints of like unrealistic things that happening, but to now just fully like, oh, we know how stupid that we want to be, so let's just go about it and just do ridiculous stuff like jump in car from building to building and all that stuff. And that's basically what they're going for, is what I get, is that it's just ridiculous. And I just use that word a lot because that's basically what it is. I mean, it's not good nor bad, it's basically not bad, but it's in a good way. It's ridiculous or whatever. And it's just, I don't know, it looks pretty cool. They got me from the first trailer. I haven't really been big on XXX's and all that stuff Well, not that type of XXX, but the other one, which you know. But anyway, in any case, yeah, like this, I liked it. I liked it a lot. They had a lot of fight scenes that look crazy, and yeah, I don't know. Like this is one movie that I'm more than likely end up gonna go see. And Vin Diesel, he looks great. He looks great in it. He looks like he's having a good time with these movies, and damn well he should be. I mean, he's only getting older. He's trying to do a lot of stuff before he can't anymore, you know, and it's like he might as well do it, you know, because he kind of fell off for a little bit where we saw him, you know, in all these different movies, and we thought that he was going to be the next action star, and then all of a sudden he wasn't doing movies. I mean, he probably do one maybe once every 2 years, but it was like we didn't see Vin Diesel for a long time, and now it's like doing a resurgence. Like every year or every other year, he's in another movie, and mainly them being like the Fast and Furious films. But at the same time, it's like he's trying to do a resurgence. He's trying to come back into the limelight. He's trying to get back into people's minds. But I think it's kind of too late because The Rock kind of got him on that. He kind of missed his window of opportunity. Because, yeah, The Rock is kind of, you know, yeah, he's kind of that dude. So unless they're going to do a Hobbs movie where it's like a buddy cop thing, since that seemed like it's going to be the new thing, since, you know, like, Marvel was trying to do it with, like, the Hulk and Thor, and then the whole Flash movie is going to be with Flash and Cyborg, like a buddy team-up thing. They might as well just do that with the Hobbs film. Just have freaking, you know, whoever up in there. What's his name? Dominic Toretto. Have him up in there and be a buddy, you know, movie type thing or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Like yeah, this movie I'm definitely gonna go check out. And so, with that said, that concludes this episode of the Take One podcast, episode 14. If you didn't know, what you should know if you listen to the beginning of the podcast. But in any case, I'd like to thank you guys for listening. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That way you can get notifications, updates on just the new stuff that's going to be coming on to my page. Well, to my channel, and as well as like leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know if like what you think about Comic-Con, everything that's been dropped, whether you hate it or love, you know, whatever, the trailers or the information, the artwork and all that stuff, or if you agree with me, you disagree with me, whatever, start a conversation. Just leave it in the comments below. All my social media, everything is in the description below, from Facebook all the way to Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all that good stuff, as well as links to my other reviews, as my regular movie reviews and my mini reviews, and you know, the other stuff that I'm going to be doing. So go ahead, check that out as I post it or whatever. I don't know if I'm going to have any more podcasts for the rest of the week, because I didn't kind of like ran myself ragged with all the podcasts that I've been doing, but I probably might have one other one towards the end of the week. And so yeah, and also I am still going to try to produce this wrestling podcast on Saturday. It may or may not happen. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to get everything ready for it, and hopefully I will. It looks like it's going to be a solo show, so hopefully I do it well. Hopefully I do it right. More than likely it's going to be a recap of everything from the Battleground pay-per-view to Raw and SmackDown and anything else in between that happened, and all of my other thoughts. And I'm trying not going to make it too long or whatnot. But in any case, if it happens, then I'll keep you informed that like it is official and it's going to be on Saturday. But if it's not, then I'm going to, you know, let y'all know as well. And I'm probably going to cover it on another episode of the Take One podcast, but it is what it is. But yeah, and so I'm going to be working on some other stuff. Hopefully we'll be putting out some other things besides podcasts this week, so look out for that if I'm not too busy. But yeah, like again, thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time out your day to listen to me talk about Comic-Con and just all this stuff, and I greatly appreciate it. So go ahead, hit that like, you know, button, like I said, and subscribe, because I need more subscribers. So go ahead and do that. And that wraps this up. And so I will catch you guys later. Until next time.